Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Call of Cthulhu. Wir haben ein Buch gefunden. In der namenlosen Buchhandlung verfolgte Pierce die Spur eines versuchten Einbruchs. Er entdeckte, dass Charles Hawkins hinter dem Einbruch steckte. Pierce öffnete den Tresor des Buchhändlers und fand, was dieser und Sarah Hawkins darin aufbewahrt hatten. Ein in Menschenhaut gebundenes Buch lag im Tresor und zog den Detektiv unwiderstehlich an. Als er es öffnete, wurde sein Geist in einen anderen Körper projiziert. Ja, dann sind wir mal gespannt, was wir jetzt erleben. Oh Gott. Wir gehen ja hier echt von Regen in die Traufe. Und dieser Ladebildschirm. Wie immer der Ladebildschirm des Todes. Ich glaube, ich mache heute auch nach dieser Episode Schluss. Ich muss das wirklich in Häppchen genießen. Es ist echt, es ist echt anstrengend. Richtig schwer anstrengend. Also, wir machen das Kapitel jetzt noch, Kapitel 8. Das nehme ich heute auf alle Fälle noch auf und danach muss ich einen Break wirklich machen, weil ich komme sonst einfach nicht drauf klar. Ich war ja schon dank Schlurfer sehr huff und ja, Wahnsinn betreten.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Very well. I'll examine him. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky. 30-year-old subject, severe hypothermia, erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums, necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
Nein, muss ich nicht.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes, like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
These are alarming symptoms. If we don't act, he'll die.
Do you believe that? I'm not as convinced, you see. I even think this man has a strong chance of completely healing from his ailments.
No, Doctor. This patient isn't himself anymore. He's dying.
Really? What do you mean by isn't himself?
He's changing. His physical characteristics, they are more animal than human now.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
Oh, wir können zwar Piers Dings öffnen, aber wir können nicht sein, sag mal so, seinen Stammbaum Stammbaum. Ich frage mich, ob wir bisher alle Informationen... Ich glaube, alle Informationen haben wir nicht gefunden. Dafür muss man wahrscheinlich wirklich nochmal ein zweites Mal durchspielen. Der Jagdhund, so begeht nicht den Fehler, dieses Schmuckstück für einen unbelebten Edelstein zu halten. In diesem Amulett liegt die Seele eines mächtigen Zauberers, dem Verschlinger des Leng-Kultes, einer Sekte Zentralasiens. Die charakteristische Form, ein großer Jagdhund, spiegelt die Verwandlung des Zauberers in einen menschenfressenden Ghoul wider. Wer auch immer das Amulett findet und trägt, riskiert den Zorn des Zauberers auf sich zu ziehen. Er wird in Form eines mächtigen Jägers zurückkehren, um alle Schänder zu jagen und zu zerfetzen. Gemälde des Schlurfers. Das Gemälde war in der Galerie von Francis Sanders aufgestellt, aber ich glaube, die Kreatur benötigt es nicht länger, um sich fortzubewegen. Zuletzt wollte es Sanders in den Kellern des Riverdale-Instituts erledigen. Ich weiß nicht, wo dieses Wesen herkommt, aber es steht fest, es hat Hunger. Habe ich es erfolgreich in seine Welt zurückgeschickt? Bin mir nicht sicher. Mir graut noch vor allem, was hier kommen kann. Wirklich. Wirklich.
Chronic insomnia. Like half the island.
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands. Hay fever. What's he doing here? Mrs. Sanders? Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
In der Akte wird der Zustand beschrieben, in dem Irene Sanders ins Riverside-Institut eingeliefert wurde, sowie die verabreichten Behandlungen. Fuller fügte handschriftlich eine Notiz hinzu. Er empfiehlt sie, in den psychiatrischen Flügel zu verlegen, um ihr die Ruhe und Erholung zu geben, die sie benötigt. Sanders. Aber der Schock vom Verlust deines Mannes.
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out. I'll just sleep a bit more. I'll just sleep a bit more.
Schlaftabletten.
She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
Ich glaube, das ist das Problem. Keiner sagt was gegen Fullers Experimente, weil er einfach starken Erfolg hat.
Intoxication from breathing organic vapors. What is the boiler room key doing here? Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
Those basement brutes tied him up too tight, and now he's hurt.
I keep trying to heal his wounds, but he reopens them.
Do you have a diploma as a nurse?
Excuse me?
So take care of this man.
It's a quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever. I wanted more for myself, but...
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patients here.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Dr. Colden.
In theory, this is where we hang the key to the boiler room. Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him. This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
Die Akte ist unverständlich und Behandlungsdetails sind nicht vermerkt. Die übliche Praxis wurde hier nicht befolgt. Okay. Das heißt, wir haben also keine ordentliche Behandlung bekommen. Mag die Frau nicht ansprechen.
Ethan,
Marie,
what are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
You're not here for treatment, right?
Am I so obvious?
Only to me. I know you worry about me.
I trust you. I'm happy to see you.
Me too, Ethan. Is that all?
Well, there might be something else. I'm not sure.
Tell me.
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
Oh. There's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
No.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation. I don't have any business in the boiler room.
Wie ein Wörterbuch behandelt dieses Werk in alphabetischer Reihenfolge alle bekannten und praktizierten medizinischen Wissenschaften. Für jeden der Einträge sind die Hauptwerke und die zuständigen Behörden aufgeführt. Ist Donovan, ich erinnere mich da an was. Daran, dass diese blöde Kuh mir eine Spritze gegeben hat, oder beziehungsweise Pierce. Ich deswegen schon mal aus Prinzip trauen werde.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone at
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan?
Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl.
Diese pseudowissenschaftliche Abhandlung von Cesare Lombroso setzt die Morphologie eines Menschen in Kontext zu dessen kriminellen Veranlagung. Die Ernsthaftigkeit der Studie und die Genauigkeit der Demonstration können einen uninformierten Leser täuschen.
And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing.
That silly goose lets herself be trodden on. Oh well, at least
We've
we
been
won't
waiting
have
to be
clean
restocked for
water.
weeks.
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show.
Ja, Skippy.
We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, and Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment.
Warte, das kitzelt. Das Schätzele.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
Danke. Und dieses höchst interessante Buch, das für ein breites Publikum geschrieben wurde, zeigt nicht anerkannte Wissenschaften, die moderne Medizin beeinflusst haben. Magnetismus, überlieferte Geheimnisse, chinesische Akupunktur, Hypnose, Kräuterkunde, Alchemie und viele andere haben zu Beginn des Jahrhunderts in gewisser Weise die Medizin bereichert. Ich habe dann bei Pierce dafür Punkte. So. Ah, yum, yum, yum.
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
Na, wie lecker. Man immerhin nicht sagen, dass die Ärzte besser bestellt sind.
Who pays? What a pest. It's...
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Come now. Don't let that witch sap your morale. We're lacking in qualified personnel, and she knows it. Her petty punishments won't last forever.
I'm trying, Doctor. I'm trying. It's just that sometimes I imagine she shuts down the water herself, just for the pleasure of harassing me.
Her time is much too precious for these kind of petty games.
Anyway, I've learned my lesson. I'll hold my tongue next time.
Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
Sorry, der Kater rennt gerade wieder hier rum. Skippy. Oh, Skippy. Jetzt bleib hier liegen. So. Jetzt machst du dir bequem, mein Junge. Ich sagte, mach's dir bequem. Bleib liegen. Platz. Da. Das ist bequemer mit den Beinen. Ach, es tut mir leid.
Don't go falling over. That would be stupid.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Aufgabe irgendwie in sein Büro kommen, aber ich glaube nicht, dass wir reinkommen, wenn die Frau Hexe, Oberärztin...
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do. I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
The door to the boiler room is locked.
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I've done an exam. Deborah is looking after him.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
I saw him, yes. It's always the same thing. They bring them up, without any explanation, with a multitude of self-inflicted injuries. We take care of the wounds, and then they leave. Each time, I feel like I'm sending them back to hell.
Their affliction is not our responsibility. You cannot save everybody, Doctor. Doctor? Those people...
Okay.
I'll tend to it. Don't worry.
Do you want something? I think that you're needed in Block B, Doctor.
Walk and swing, haha.
Dr. Colden?
Krankenschwester.
I'll just sleep a bit more.
Ich weiß gerade partout nicht, was ich machen soll. Wirklich ohne Scheiß. Vielleicht muss ich erstmal in sein... versuchen reinzukommen.
Let's hope I can go through the administration office.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
the door to the boiler room is locked. Where did I see that key? Ah, yes. The office in Block B. In theory, this is where we hang the key to the boiler room.
Doctor, those people need you at...
I'll tend to it. Don't worry.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. Everything all right, Dr. Colden?
All is well, Elizabeth, thank you. I was making sure the water wasn't cut off yet again.
Thank God, no. The water's running. I have no desire to call Donovan for help.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, wir machen jetzt hier erstmal eine kleine Pause, einen kleinen Break. Wir sehen uns dann in der nächsten Folge wieder. Wie gesagt, ich mache jetzt noch eine restliche Aufnahme fertig. Ich freue mich schon darauf, wenn ihr wieder dabei seid. Kommentare würden mich sehr freuen und bis dahin sage ich ciao.